Yeah, what's Ramon? What's happening?
I'm having a salad and hanging out with donkeys. And BU just scored in the NCAA Division One men's hockey tournament. BU leading Western Michigan 2-0, just
Yeah,
underway in the first game of the men's tournament.
that's right. That's something we do document. I saw NCAAH, and I wonder what that was. It wasn't the women; it was the hockey that's going on. So we do document that as well. So here we go tonight. The home team here is the Pelicans. Pelicans here to host the Hornets. We're seeing Pelicans here 8.5 with a total of 226.
Well, Zion Williamson got a new tattoo. Gonna be out again in another couple of weeks because of that tattoo he just got. Well, he was reevaluated. He was approved to resume some on-court activities, but we're gonna wait 2 more weeks to see if Zion can make it back to the court. By then, it might be too late for the Pelicans. They're trying to get in. They've knocked out of the playoff spot. Now they're sitting outside the play-in tournament. So more talk about Mount Zion than there is about him getting on the court. We'll see what happens. But the Pelicans here favored by 9 tonight. They've won and covered two straight. That was against the Spurs and the Rockets, but they did get it done. Covered the number. They're laying a big number here to a Charlotte team that's lost 7 of 10. That snapped a losing streak last time out when they beat Indiana 115-109. But it has been downhill for the Hornets ever since they lost their young star. They've lost 5 games of late. By the last 5 losses were by an average of 12.5 points, so falling short of the number by about 8 points in each of those losses. They're also 5-11 against the spread. Their last 16 against teams that are sub 500. I think the Pelicans here, Tony. Ingram coming off a big game last time out, 32 points. He's looking good. He's healthy, so trust him to have a good game. Valanciunas, Herb Jones, McCollum, I think all can have nice games here. New Orleans is 20-7 against the spread. Their last 27 games against teams that are sub 400. Now, Charlotte has covered 4 straight trips into New Orleans. These two teams are in separate conferences, so that's basically over the last 5 years or so. You throw in the pandemic in there, but long term, they're just 11-24 against the spread in their last 35 meetings against the Pelicans. 8 of the last 9 meetings in this series has gone over, but I don't see it that way. New Orleans, everybody kind of agrees that New Orleans does play a little bit of defense here. We've seen Charlotte's offensive numbers drop dramatically ever since Ball left the lineup, and I think this could be a tough matchup tonight for some of these Hornets, including Terry Rozier, Kelly Oubre, and Hayward as well. So I'm going to go ahead, look at that move. Open 7, now 9. New Orleans, nothing special anymore. Obviously, they've dropped far out of where they were in the beginning of the season, and now just making the playoffs is going to be a struggle. And, they talk about Zion and potentially coming back in 2 weeks, but if he's not ready, probably not going to come out and probably not going to make it onto the court, I would think. Why, just shelve him up and get him ready for next year. If the Pelicans are eliminated by the time he's ready to come back, we'll see. Time's running out for the Pelicans now. Half a game out of that play-in spot now after the Lakers. Somehow they found their way into position again and playing pretty well. So Pelicans got their work cut out for them on the last part of the season. But here I do like him to win by double digits tonight over Charlotte. I'm going to lay 9 points with the Pels against the fading Hornets.
All right, Ramon here on the Pelicans against the fading Hornets. It is the fading Hornets since we saw Ball exit there. They showed some promise, but then again, as you said, Ramon, with this Charlotte team, it's definitely been the shooting scoring that's kind of depressed a bit since we've seen Ball exit.
Rozier looked good in that last game. He's had some big games. Oubre can nail down the threes, but I don't know if this is a very good matchup for him right now tonight. And uh, whether or not Coach Clifford will be back, I don't know. I think they might stick with Coach Clifford despite the disappointment of the season. We shall see there. But Charlotte, they've got to, use that draft situation, that draft uh, position, if you will, to try to fix things up a little bit. I would think with this with this club. They could use a little bit of. I mean, the top of the lineup certainly is fine. They just must be lacking in a little bit of depth here. I would think is what the situation is. So, you know, I know it's going to be hard to swallow, laying as many as almost double digits here, but I think if that is the spread for a reason, I think the move is, and you see our live lines there, 8.5, so that's a little bit better of a number, but it's still a very large number to lay with a Pelicans team that, is a couple of games under 500. But I think it's that high for a reason. I think the move has been on the Pelicans for a reason. Like I said, opened as low as 7, went up to as high as 9. Maybe there's been a little bit of buyback, but I kind of tend to trust moves like this and look for a blowout tonight.
Yeah, and of course, that's exactly what you're talking about, the buyback. Yeah, this is coming from a very sharp book in Vegas where they take the big players, the big money, the kind of they call the handicapper celebrities that you see on TV and on radio, these big bettors. And a lot of them are doing that, Ramon. They sit there, they see the line move too much, and they just say, okay, I'm going to buy some back. And that's what we've seen here from 7.5 to 9. And of course, if you do your shopping, always get the best numbers. 9 in most of the books, except the sharp books, right? The sharpest book in the world is showing 8.5, as well as one of the sharpest books in Las Vegas showing 8.5, and that's what we're using here. One of the 3 sharpest books in Vegas is that's what we use the line. I consider just 3 books in Vegas being sharp, really sharp, tailored to sharp action. Everybody else will push away the winners. That's, to be honest, that's truth. That's truthful as well as offshore in some of the worlds as well. So, but anyway. We've got that Ramon here on Pelicans. Lay the 9 or the 8.5 if you do your shopping. This one will have a start time 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com where we've been flashing some of your numbers here. They've been absolutely impressive. Look for this is for the year 2023, 4,838 units of profit for 2023. I don't see any multi-capper sites with cappers even sniffing, getting even close to those numbers for the year. They've been outstanding. Tonight we've got 4 games NBA, 4 games college hoops. Big card NHL. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
The Sweet 16 is what's going on tonight, Tony, but I've got a little special thing tonight. I took all 4 games of the NCAA tournament. I've got premiums in all 4. I promised I would, and I do. Maybe I was a little light on these other tournaments, and maybe for good reason, but not anymore. This is the Sweet 16. This is when you should be the most solid. Most information's out there. There's not going to be much sneaking under the radar. I'm involved in all 4 games tonight. I've pooled them with 3 premium plays on the 4-game NBA card. And I've got a 7-game basketball package tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com. You see it there for $35. Get that promo code in there, Tony T. That'll save you a little money. But given the fact that these 2 sports have been really strong on part of those numbers that you mentioned, why not pick this package up? Like you said, look, the tournament's been tough for some people, and if you've had any problems, trying to figure the mix, it's not a bad idea maybe to pick up one of these 1-day packages. You can sometimes see maybe where you've been missing, maybe where you've been right, and see how our results do. You see my overall records there as portrayed on the site and in the pro handicapper profile page. It's all documented. We put in our plays in there every day, and we take our chances, win or lose, put our handicapping to the test. And you mentioned the numbers that I've been able to put up. So it's not a matter of saying you have to follow it to the vest, follow it to the letter, if you will. You can pick and choose, especially if you're on the long-term packages. Maybe not every game fits your needs, but you still should realize the same results with me long-term. That's why I deal in high volume. That's why you see kind of the same consistent percentage. There's always ups and downs, ebbs and flows, losing, winning streaks. But in the end, I should still come out with this good, strong percentage, just grinding away day after day, and then boom! Don't forget, you could have a big, big winning day, and I've got 12 premiums signed up for the action tonight, including 5 more in the NHL. You see it there. A Thursday night 5-pack. Mindy and I are already hot on some of the other games in the NHL tonight. We previewed them on the morning steam, and we agreed on several games and kind of agreed on this type of games that might be played tonight between some of the games. It's a huge card in the NHL. You're going to want to keep your eye on hockey tonight. This is a great sports betting night for sure. So go ahead and maybe pick up that 5-pack. Like I said, if you don't want to get the long term, you don't want to fully invest and stick to straight what Ramon says or Mindy says or what your handicappers are saying, and you vary a little bit, or you're playing on your own, and you know in a little bit of a slump or something, you're like, what am I not seeing right? Pick up this package, this 5 pack in the NHL, and maybe you'll see, oh, hey, I'm not getting on these type of dogs. I'm not getting on these type of favorites. I'm not playing these type of totals, and maybe it can set you back on your own way. You can go on about your business. But if you need that little bit of help, come on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Get with any of our champion handicappers over there. But take a look at those handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. And I love the fact that myself and Mindy and our morning steam team is able to put up, and Tiffany, our third wheel over there at the on the show. But the fact that we can put up consistent numbers on that leaderboard and appear together, and when you add them all up, it's usually several games over 500 each night, and that's really all you need to do in order to win. One thing I did mention, Tony, on the show today, like I said, all of the picks are documented. If you look right now at the 7-day leaderboard on Tony's Picks, the whole crew really doing an outstanding job. So maybe the funny thing about that is, Tony, and this is from some, you probably have seen it because from some of the top Vegas sports betting reporting reporters, if you will, said that the books have been gloating. Really, the books have been gloating, saying that what a great NCAA tournament it's been for them. And they're not apt necessarily to lie. They usually want to say the other way so that you'll come in and hope to take your shot. But we've seen several properties here talking to those 2 or 3 major reporters that you might follow on Twitter, saying we're rolling in. I mean, we haven't had this much success in an NCAA tournament in a long time, which goes against what you're seeing from the handicappers at Tony'sPicks.com in the NCAA tournament. We've pretty much been smashing it up and down the roster. So we know that, hey, maybe our chats, when we were watching the show with us, they're all doing a great job here. But in general, the books are saying, the public, you're not doing so well. Right now, we're rolling in the dough. We're drinking the champagne and eating the pizza at the end of the night at the sports books when it's all said and done. So somebody's not telling the truth. Our record speaks for themselves, and you see the winners over there at Tony'sPicks.com. And, well, we're in the Sweet 16. I'm involved in all 4 games tonight. We went over the games also on the morning's team, so we also gave out a couple of plays there, Mindy and I. So we'll see. We'll see, Bucks. We'll see what's going on. I expect another winning weekend in the NCAA tournament this week. So those are the 2 major packages tonight. I'm involved right now in this NCAA hockey game, Tony, and I plan on having a little bit every night. I gave out some picks also on the show today in the NCAA hockey tournament. We'll see. When I came on with it, the score was 1-0 in this BU game. All of a sudden, I've been talking for about 10 minutes. It's already 3-1. So we're seeing the scoring pick up there. 3 more games tonight. We previewed them on the show, and you could fancy a pick in all of them for free if you go back and watch the show today. I talked about the NCAA Division I men's hockey tournament getting underway. Denver Pioneers, Tony, they're going for championship number 10. They are the number 1 seed in the East region. So Denver, DU, could be setting up to win yet another title. But there's some of the usual suspects out there as well, including St. Cloud and Minnesota as well.
That's right, guys. Ramon's got over at Tony's Picks. We flashed the results up again for you guys. Doing fantastic work here. 48.38 units of profit for 2023. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Go to Ramon's handicapper page and you'll be able to see that. Tonight, up on the board here, a Thursday 7-pack here from basketball up there. Also a 5-pack here from the NHL. So Ramon's ready to fire in 4 college basketball and 3 NBA together in a 7-pack as well, as we talked about there. Or instead of buying all these plays individually, the way Ramon's running, you may consider the 1-month all sports pass. Get all of Ramon's premium plays for 38, includes the remainder of the NCAA tournament, the NIT semifinals and finals next week, as well as the NHL, NBA. Of course, that will get you some NHL playoff actions. Take you to the end of the NBA regular season. Of course, we'll get into that play-in round from the NBA as well as the first 3.5 weeks of baseball, which now a week from today, we'll have our TVs turned on watching opening day baseball. So that's it. Yeah, baseball is just 7 days away. So Ramon will be heavily in action. Remember, we do document first 5 innings. So we'll have not only the full game, the full totals, the run lines and whatnot, but first 5 innings, run lines, sides, totals as well. So we have a lot of that covered here at Tony'sPicks.com. Hope to get the Nerfy in at some point. We have a lot going on in website development right now. But lots going on, guys. So check it out on the long-term pass, the 1-month pass. All Ramon's premium plays for 30 days. Now remember, Ramon also gets involved in some of the peripheral games. You saw the World Baseball, the fantastic numbers he put up in the World Baseball Classic. We do document NCAA hockey. That's why he's watching it, right? He's been following the NHL hockey, the NCAA hockey tournaments, and we do document it. So if he has premium plays, those will also be part of the 30-day pass. Also, he does keep an eye on tennis. He does come in with a UFC card every weekend when there's UFC and Bellator. That's also part of the 1-month all sports pass. Some of these peripheral sports that we also document over at Tony'sPicks.com. Any late steam is covered. So what that means, let's say we put our premium picks in by 11 a.m. Eastern time. If there's any, we allow the cappers to post plays between 20 minutes and 10 minutes, 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, and those plays are emailed directly to your inbox for those of you who are subscribed to the long-term pass. So a fantastic feature there with the late steam. We got a lot of cappers that take advantage of that, and it helps you because I've been around a long time. I've heard a lot of cappers say, "Well, I had this in my pocket, had that in my pocket, but I played it late, and you're a long-term member, and you're frustrated because you're not getting them right now." Well, we took care of that. All right, so now it includes the late steam as well in the long-term passes, guys. So go ahead and get signed up. Mind you, with the promo code, we're going to save you $66 when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. You'll land right on Ramon's page, and that's where you can go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon that you have control over now. And of course, a lot of content there and more. We can find out the Discord as well as where the conversation continues, and of course another day in with the Morning Steam Show.
Will be a steady stream of picks, information, and links, videos over there at Tony's Picks Ramon. If you are a Twitter person, make sure you're logged into that one and check it out. I'm going to be bringing to you a lot of content there, probably like plays, mostly picks, late-breaking picks that aren't going to make the card, if you will, and things like that. So you want to be following that on Twitter. We're going to have much more information coming at Tony's Picks Ramon. Really going to build that audience up. So it's been a slow grind so far building up that audience, but we're going to have some pretty hot content there, Twitter style content. Nothing, overwhelming. It's just gonna be picks, stats, maybe information, injuries, stuff like that. Actionable information on Twitter at Tony's Picks Ramon. We'll be back tomorrow with more morning steam as well. Mindy and I will preview the Friday card in the NCAA men's basketball championship. 4 more games. We'll talk about what happened tonight as well. See if there's any more upsets, or did everybody hold serve? We'll see. These are thrilling games tonight. I mean, I don't know, the chat today, Tony, I don't think any game was overwhelming for the group in the chat. Seemed like there was support for both sides when we talked about each and every game. So typical of this type of event, where you obviously have quality teams matched up against one another with close point spreads and compelling stories and compelling statistics, if you will, on each end. So we'll be back, with tomorrow's show, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, with the morning steam Wednesdays through Mondays. I'll get used to saying, I guess, as we move ahead with that show, and also pick up that other winner from me. I've got the pick today, our featured video, if you will, Tony, the sponsored video. It's coming to you in the game between Canisius and Minnesota. I've got the total for you there, so check it out over there at Tony'sPicks.com, our embedded video, our sponsored video, if you will. No leaderboard today. We were doing some maintenance, and I knew we had some winners, and I didn't do that because of the. I didn't know. I didn't want to shortchange anybody, but I will shout out Tiffany, Tony, if I can. 12-5 yesterday. You see the leaderboard right there. Some pretty terrific numbers by everybody I mentioned yesterday. So since I don't have a leaderboard, let me at least like I said, that 7-day leaderboard right now, up and down the list at Tony's Picks, has virtually the entire team on it. So right now you can't go wrong. This is a great time of year, and with baseball right around the corner, why not get signed up to my 30-day and let's get rolling? I will not be taking a pass in those first days. I don't need to see these pitchers go through one time. I'm going to be in action on opening day. Certainly, I'm at least a half a dozen plays. I would say. Come on, can't
That's
wait to see what these teams have come opening day. And saw last night, Tony. Let me shout out Pravi. He had his videos, but I want to shout out Collins, Tony, and he had some very interesting. If everyone can take a moment, if they can, doesn't even have to be. Although does have two good previews of some basketball tonight. But Collins, college baseball. Former player and a coach, had some very interesting comments about how he thought it could unfold. We've been talking about runs and over. Will that be the case? No shift, bigger bases. So you narrow the base paths a little bit by a few inches. That would seem to be a big impact. Pitch clock, lack of communication, but you have to use almost all electronic between the catcher and pitcher, if you will. But the one thing that Collins did say is he thought that the teams and the best pitchers may increase. This is the way I interpret it, Tony. They would increase their advantage with these rules. Maybe big picture, I still expect runs, but he seemed to indicate that better pitcher aces and deeper staffs will benefit from it. Maybe not in general as far as numbers are concerned, but hold a bigger advantage over the teams that don't have the quality pitching or depth in pitching. Maybe a pitching inequality, if you will, because maybe better staffs and better aces will be more apt to handle it, or keeping guys off base will be a big deal. That's the way I interpreted what he was saying about it. His comment was hilarious, that he said that the people that are making the rules are obviously not baseball fans.
Yeah, I don't know if they consulted with some of the pitchers there, no doubt about that. And of course, I talked with him about the bullpen having to warm up sooner with these games moving so fast. And he later, oh, that's something I didn't think about. Yeah, some of these bullpens are going to have to be on their toes now as these games move more quickly. So we'll see how that transpires in there. But guys, be sure to check out Ramon's sponsored video today on the homepage. We're doing some maintenance on the site, so we don't have the leaderboard video, but that will come back again tomorrow. But again, free pick of the day from our sponsor there, from Ramon. Of course, check him out over there. Also, make note of the Discord. You'll find Ramon also in the Discord. There'll be some plays. There'll be some information in there. A lot of picks from the committee. A lot of the familiar faces that you see here in the chat post in the Discord, like Butterscotch. He'll post his strongest plays there, as he mentioned here on in the Discord, is what you'll see him in there. Brent is a great contributor as well. We see Latifa in there. She'll contribute as well. Blake as well. So guys, check us out on the Discord. Just follow the link there in the top of the leaderboard over there, and go ahead and get signed up. And it's a good place to exchange back and forth communications there on the Discord. We greatly recommend that. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, enjoy the games, everybody. Should be fun.
Yep, should be great. A lot of fun. And of course, we'll have action again tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Pick.